Hello, this is Reverend Angelia with today's Bible reading. Today's reading comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 7, Paul's Joy. Make room for us in your hearts. We have wronged no one. We have corrupted no one. We have exploited no one. I do not say this to condemn you. I have said before that you have such a place in our hearts that we would live or die with you. I have great confidence in you. I take great pride in you. I am greatly encouraged. In all our troubles, my joy knows no bounds. For when we came into Macedonia, this body of ours had no rest. But we were harassed at every turn. Conflicts on the outside, fears within. But God, who comforts the downcast, comforted us by the coming of Titus. And not only by his coming, but also by the comfort you had given him. He told us about your longing for me, your deep sorrow, your ardent concern for me, so that my joy was greater than ever. Even if I caused you sorrow by my letter, I do not regret it, though I did regret it. I see that my letter hurt you, but only for a little while. Yet now I am happy, not because you were made sorry, but because your sorrow led you to repentance. For you became sorrowful as God intended, and so were not harmed in any way by us. Godly sorrow brings repentance that leads to salvation and leaves no regret. But worldly sorrow brings death. See what this godly sorrow has produced in you. What earnestness, what eagerness to clear yourselves, what indignation, what alarm, what longing, what concern, what readiness to see justice done. At every point you have proved yourselves to be innocent in this matter. So even though I wrote to you, it was not on account of the one who did the wrong or the injured party, but rather that before God you could see for yourselves how devoted to us you are. By all this we are encouraged. In addition to our own encouragement, we were especially delighted to see how happy Titus was, because his spirit had been refreshed by all of you. I had boasted to him about you, and you have not embarrassed me. But just as everything we said to you was true, so our boasting about you to Titus has proved to be true as well. And his affection for you is all the greater when he remembers that you were all obedient, receiving him with fear and trembling. I am glad I can have complete confidence in you. And so Paul is happy because this new part of this church seems to be doing the right thing. They're doing good, he's encouraged, and it talks about, people being harassed at every turn. And, there are, like I said, parts of this country even where if you say you're a Christian, people are like, oh, because there are people who, like I said, use Christianity as a weapon against other people. And that gives all of us a bad name. So, if you think you're doing that, you might want to back off on that. Use a little more honey, less vinegar. Yes, we are to exhort each other, but, you don't have to be a jerk about it. Jesus wasn't a jerk about it. He just stated the facts. And it talks about, comforting each other, because as Christians, that's what we're supposed to do. If we face trials because of that, we're supposed to comfort each other and say, God's got this. Jesus is watching. He's here. He knows what's going on. He went through so much more, before you went through this. And again, he apologized if he caused you sorrow, but then he backed off that and said, well, maybe I don't. Because as Christians, we're not supposed to want to make each other sad. But, when he chastised them, then they turned around and started doing, all the good stuff that he talks about, earnestness, a sincere faith, eagerness to clear yourselves, meaning, hey, no, I'm a good person, I didn't do that, or I'm not, doing that. And I would like to do that in some cases. But I'm not a wealthy person. I don't have money for big lawyers, to clear my name of slander, and things like that. So, we have to do what we can, and not be so concerned with what other people say about us, especially if we know it's not true. And if other people hear it and they come to us, we say, no, that's not true. And indignation, righteous indignation, you hear that here and there. But that means, you have a zest for doing what's right. And you see someone doing something wrong, yes, you're indignant. But again, you should approach people with love, not with hate. That's the other team's deal. And you want to see justice done. And, I'm a big believer in social justice. Y'all probably know that if you watch me or follow any of my feeds. Because, we're all the same. We're all in the same boat. And because this person has money and this person don't, or because this person's skin's lighter and this person's skin's darker, or because this person, prays and puts Jesus' name at the end and this person just prays to God, Allah, that doesn't make you better than the other person. Hello, wake up. And, Jesus said that. So you're going against him if you're doing that. And yeah, he is happy that, they're devoted to God, and he's encouraged and he's happy, because he told Titus about these people, and he was hoping, hopefully they ain't all backslid into where they were when Titus gets there. They weren't so he's happy about that, but that's a little ego on his part, So, I won't even get onto the Paul thing. A lot of Protestants, they like the Paul. I'm just going to say, Paul was a very good minister to the Gentiles, and leave that there. And, receiving God with fear and trembling, and, he has complete confidence in his people. And that's what Jesus told us, that he has the confidence in us, that if we just try, we can, live a good life. We can go to be with him, and it's all about what you do, if you're saying the right thing, but you're not doing the right thing, then that's going to reflect on you. There's things that maybe everybody don't know, and maybe everybody don't need to know your personal business. If you know you're doing the right thing, but you don't want other people to know, what all the specifics of your life, that's okay. You don't have to defend yourself to everybody. When I was younger, I used to feel like I had to do that. And then I found out that you really don't, because the very people who you feel like you have to defend yourself to are the people who will take your answers and turn them around and use them to hurt you. So, as a Christian, don't feel like you have to do that. Jesus is your judge. He is watching. He knows what you've done, and what you haven't done. So don't worry so much about what other people think. And that's all for today. Until next time.